I'm back with sort of a follow-up. Actually, it's an introduction because my previous video ended up about 35 minutes long, and because I had shared a lot of my own personal experiences with related to top-down governance or outside-in governance. So, if you're interested in those insights, go look at the other video. Also, the other video has the video with what's happened in Britain over the last 1,000 years that you can take a look at. So, but I just wanted to reintroduce this because you might have given up on the other one or saw it was long and didn't watch it. So the question is, how many requirements come from the local level versus from outside sources? That's really what the issue is. And as Americans, I think we think that, oh, we're a democracy and everything comes from the ground up. Although there's plenty of people who want things to come from the federal government down for a lot of reasons, and in my own experience, I've certainly sometimes considered those. Oh, that'd be great if everybody had to do that, you know. But it doesn't matter what you and I want. The question of this video is, how does it get here? Is it grassroots or is it something else? So now that's not all bad for things to come from outside in. You know, that's why I've often felt like we lack statesmen. Statesmen would do what's good for the country, not what's good for their own pocketbook or what's good to get reelected, etc. Right? So and we elect these people to be wise and make good choices. And if they were wise and did make good choices, then that would all be great. So. But so sometimes we benefit from it. Here, an example of that may be the Civil Rights Act, which plenty of people make the argument, well, we really didn't need that, yada yada yada. But it certainly had an impact. And without the Civil Rights Act and without integration in schools and things like that, would we have elected a black president in 2008? And it's quite possibly we wouldn't. I mean, you know, part of the problem that Europe has is that they have century-old traditions and, you know, just ingrained in their society, and it's sometimes difficult for them to make moves because of that. But anyway, so there can be good things that can come that way. But I wanted us to think about, to be aware of how these things work so that we'll know what's going on around us and maybe raise some questions that we don't. The video shared in the previous post provides references to speeches. That is the one on the British situation. It provides speeches, references to their own publications of the society that he's talking about. And this society has come to dominate, in many ways, British culture over the last century. And it was started by just a few people, and today it may have a good few people in it because it's been around for 100 years. But, you know, for decades, there was just a small group of people who were coming up with all these ideas and providing them and propagating them, etc. So, so how does a small group of influencers do that? And that's what that video studies. So, if you're interested in my take on that video, I didn't talk about the British video extensively. I just referred to it, just as I have here. I gave other situations that I saw working, happening all around me over the last decades, and how I was sort of oblivious to them in many ways for many years, and now I started realizing, oh, this is interesting how these things are coming into our community when maybe nobody in our community was even beginning to think about them. So, do you know, if we don't have outside influences, are we happy where we are? And maybe are there things that need to be changed that don't get changed? That's certainly possible. But at the same time, outside influences can bring about change that nobody really wants, but somehow it somehow gets here. And that's what I'm talking about in my other video. So you can take your time, take a look at that, and see if you are interested in that as well, as I babble over myself. As I always say, I'm looking for truth. And yeah, if you look for truth, I think all you have to do is pray to God for truth. You can think you're looking for truth and seek it in places that you ought not to be seeking it, and people have done that for centuries. But if you pray to God, hey, God, all I want to know is the truth and nothing but the truth. And I believe He'll provide it for you. Have a good day.